Good afternoon. Welcome on in to From Day One. We start off with some interesting court appearances again with our friend Mike from Law Talk of Mike.
Issue immediately.
Excuse me.
Okay. Hello. Who are you?
Hi, this is Natalie Mason, but my phone keeps messing up Judge Simpson, so I just wanted to know that you call my name yet. It keeps going out and then coming back.
So you can't just interrupt the court. No, I didn't call your name.
Okay, so, thank you.
We did call his name. Hold on.
Yes, we did call it, Your Honor.
Uh-oh.
What did he say his name was?
It's Mason, the last name.
Mason.
It's Natalie Mason.
Yeah, I know. Hang on.
I've been on here since 11 o'clock.
Okay, but if your name's not on there, we don't know.
Well, it's on there now.
I know. We did that, yes.
I know. I figured that.
By the way, I need to thank Jessica for sending this to me. There's links to the video in the description below. It takes you to her page. I think she's got them up. I don't know if she's just giving them to me or if she's got them public, but I think she does.
She's nice to you, Mikey.
You know, I've got a good Judge Fresh Hour video coming up. This is all Washtenaw County here. It's Washtenaw County
Michigan
day here at Law Talk with Mike. But this was just too good.
Still trying to find that.
What do we do on it?
Ooh, bench warrant.
We got it.
Yeah. Always a good idea.
Yeah.
Check in with LSG.
Just when they're going to issue a bench warrant on here.
Recalls the case, People versus Nathan Mason. I will cancel the warrant.
Thank you, Jesus.
He looks on behalf of the people.
No, it's Judge, but go ahead.
It's Judge, not you.
Public Defender Melissa Kleeman on behalf of the please.
All right, what are we doing on this?
And she does want to take a plea as charged today. Ma'am, do you have video capability? Can you turn your camera on?
My camera is on. I mean, I'm looking at you. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, jeez. Really one of these?
Okay, wait a minute. Let me see. Okay.
This woman is busted for shoplifting, but she's a hoot, and she does not contest anything. She just rolls with it.
Stop video, I guess. I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I should turn it around. I don't know. Can you see me now?
No, we
I
can't.
can see.
Oh. Wait, I'm in my bedroom in the dark. I'm going out to the living room.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
Can you see me now? Okay.
I can see a room.
Sorry.
I see a chair. I don't see
Okay, wait a minute. Let me try to twist it back. I don't know how to do it, but okay, here it goes. Okay.
I do see you. She's going to plead as charged.
That's correct.
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand, ma'am.
Indeed.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Oh, happy God.
Yes, sir.
State your name for the record.
Nathan Mason.
Idiot.
All right. Ms. Mason, this is court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of retail fraud second degree. Is that correct?
Theft.
Yes, sir.
That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, $2,000 fine plus court costs. Fine can be
364
increased
days,
if 3 times the value of the property taken is greater than $2,000. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can put your hand
in
down.
Ontario.
Okay.
All right. Understanding all of that, to that charge, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, sir.
All right. Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal upright.
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation?
No, sir.
Are you on parole?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, my attorney just called and said the prosecutor offered me probation and something else she said. I can't remember.
There was no offer, but you'd be facing probation.
Oh, okay.
All right. Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're doing this voluntarily,
Yes, sir.
of your own free will,
No,
Yes, sir.
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
No, sir.
I'm guilty.
April 17, 2021, at the location of 3825 Carpenter Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that being the Meyer store.
I know.
What did you do?
Went in and concealed several items into some bags and attempted to exit the store. I was stopped by, I guess, loss prevention.
Oh,
I mean, that is so refreshing after all the videos you see on here. I mean, okay, she did something she shouldn't do. She just, here it is. Here's your factual basis. I did it. I'm guilty. Let's carry on.
okay.
Stop me on my way out the door.
Okay, and the items that the store was open to the public at the time, wasn't it?
Yes.
Thank you, Kim.
Okay. These items that you took, these were items that were offered for sale by Meyer?
Yes, sir.
And you didn't have anybody's permission to take that property, did you?
No, sir.
And the total amount of the property that you took, was that in excess of $200?
I believe it was $4 something. He said $400 and something. I'm not sure.
So that would be more than 200, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, counsel.
That's cute. He's looking for the statutory minimum for a charge, of shoplifting. I'm sure it has to exceed 200 for that particular code provision. And she's of course giving him the exact amount after they calculated and busted her for it. That's funny.
So, have I complied with the court rule and will give me property? Defendant's plea.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be August 10, 2022. 9.
Thank you, Jess. Jess is the one who sent it to me. She's got a channel. Go over there and
That's
give her
because
some
she's
love.
an awesome person. Yes, go ahead
Thanks
and
again.
give some Jeff love.
August 10th, 2022 at 9. Okay.
Yes, that's when you got to come back and see me, but you got to see probation before that.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. So, Judge, since I'm not going to have a warrant, am I?
Why, you want me to give you one?
Yes,
No.
please.
Okay, then no, you don't have a warrant. I canceled it. You're good.
Okay, thank you.
All right. If you want
You guys
one,
have a blessed.
you do the same.
I mean, how sweet. She's busted. She pleads guilty. She's afraid about a warrant. It's like, no, you came and you faced your problem.
Hey, compared to most of the substance we got to listen to, Mike.
There's no warrant. There'll be a sentencing. There
I agree with you. This is refreshing
There's no
as
warrant.
fuck.
You know, it was just cute that she was worried about that.
Take care.
I have a feeling the rest of these
that
you're going to have from me are not going to be
concludes
this
our
nice.
11 o'clock block. All right. Court can stand in brief recess, and then we'll head into the 12 o'clock block.
Hi, this is Frankie with the Sovereign Citizen Patrol.
No,
That's Jessica. I'm covering Blandino tomorrow. I will put a thing up
no, you know.
on a bed of judges, and so if you don't want to hear me talk,
No.
I spent so much time on that.
Yes, you did.
That was like my personal death hurt.
Yes,
But
it
really,
was.
really nobody else. And then of course we had the death hurt debacle.
On behalf of Mr. Shu,
80 State of Michigan versus Jeremy Shu.
All right, Jeremy Shue. This guy should be an asshole.
Are you ready? Okay. Case number 2240180, State of Michigan versus Jeremy Shu.
AK, wake up.
Laura Willenberg on behalf of the people.
good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Ellman with and on behalf of Mr. Shu, who is present through Zoom and who is at the Washtenaw County Jail.
Okay, so there's Robert Ellman. He's attorney for the defendant who's top right.
Okay.
And he has a terrible, awful, no good day. He is a fantastic attorney in my estimation. He does everything to help the situation, but his client does not help the situation.
Ah, one of those kind of.
Mr. Shu, can you state your name?
Jeremy Shu.
You really think it's appropriate to try to talk to the victim while you're on Zoom?
Really?
I'm guessing from your tone that you don't think it is.
No. I have a feeling she doesn't.
Because it's not. The judge is completely right.
She was talking to me. I didn't say
There's
anything.
a no contact order.
Yeah, I believe there is.
Mr. Ullman, have you had an opportunity to speak with him, or do you need a breakout room with him?
I met with him yesterday, Your Honor. We spoke yesterday. I don't believe there's anything new we need to discuss.
So we're ready to proceed on the bond violation hearing?
We're ready to arrest him
Yes,
there.
Your Honor. May we approach briefly?
Sure. Can you put myself, Miss Willingbrink, and Mr. Ullman into a breakout room?
We don't get to see the breakout room, but
Mikey.
you know, I'm sure it went down something like Attorney Ellman saying, "You see what I'm dealing with here, Judge? I'll get him in line as best I can." You know, all this stuff. They don't want to have the defendant or the victim there, because here's where they can, you know, actually talk and figure out what's going on. Then we come back and he's contemplating entering a plea.
Okay.
Somebody may have to withdraw.
You ready, Sharon?
Yeah.
We are back on the record in State of Michigan versus Jeremy Shue.
Laura Willenberg on behalf of the people.
Robert Ellman with it on behalf of Mr. Shue.
Mr. Shue, can you state your name?
Jeremy Shue, still here.
Okay. And Mr. Ullman, what are we doing today?
Your Honor, thank you for that bench conference, first of all, but as we discussed at bench, it's my understanding, after meeting with Mr. Shue, that he, I guess, does wish to admit to the added bond violation, which is the phone calls, however, not the original bond violation that he was previously picked up on the 18th.
Mr. Shue, can you raise your right hand?
Mr. Shue, can you stop being stupid?
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Lower your hand, state and spell your name for the record.
Jeremy Shue, JEREMY,
Sir, it's the court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to this violation of bond. Do you understand that if you plead guilty or are found guilty of violating your bond, the court can revoke your bond and hold you in custody while this case is pending?
Yes, I do.
And is that still what you'd like to do today?
May I address the court prior to? Can I say?
We can put you into a breakout room with your attorney, but I'm here to take a plea, or you can talk to your attorney.
If you'd like to speak with me, Mr. Shue, we should do that now. I would advise you to only strictly answer the judge's questions in terms of your plea and not make any additional statements. If there's something you'd like to say, I think we should get a breakout room and you should run it by me first.
Translation: Oh, please, for the love of God, shut your mouth. I just talked to you. I know what's in your heart. It's not going to go well with the judge. Let me handle it.
Would you like to speak with?
Yes.
Would you like the opportunity to speak to your attorney? Okay, if we could put Mr. Shue into a breakout room with Mr. Ullman, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it. Thank you. Just show the judge. I don't know what they're doing. Your Honor, you're muted. Sorry.
Back on the record in State of Michigan versus Jeremy Shue.
Laura Willenberg for the people.
Robert Ellman with it on behalf of Mr. Shue. Thank you for that breakout room, Your Honor.
Mr. Shue, can you state your name again?
My name is Jeremy Shue.
My name
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Ullman.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Mr. Shue still intends to admit to the bond violation as it relates to the phone calls today. Is that correct, Mr. Shue? Yes, sir.
Okay, let's try that again. Mr. Shue, can you raise your right hand?
Let's try this again.
Do you swear affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Lower your hand, state your name for the record.
1 second. How the fuck do we have two Chabas?
Please.
Jeremy Shue.
Sir, it's the court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to a bond violation. Do you understand that if you are found guilty or plead guilty to a violation of bond, the court can hold you in custody while this case is pending and revoke your bond? Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
And is that still what you'd like to do today?
Yes, it is.
Has anyone promised you anything to get you to plead guilty to this bond violation?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you?
No, ma'am.
This is your own choice?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do that makes you think you're in violation of your bond?
While I was in jail, I called my fiance, spoke to her on the phone.
The court
Yeah, not just while you were in jail, while you were on Zoom with the judge observing it. There was another bond violation, but he chose to plead to this one instead of that one. I don't know. The judge is willing to do it. As long as she, he's in violation. If she violates him one way, that's fine. Then she can do whatever it is that she wants.
And that was in violation of your no contact order, is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Thank you, John.
The court will accept the violation of admission to the violation of bond. Mr. Ellman or Ms. Willingbrink, is there anything anyone would like to say before I address bond?
I would, Your Honor. I do believe that the complaining witness is here, and I believe there's something she would like to say, and I think it may be relevant to the issue of bond.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I address the court prior to the victim? Your Honor, as you know, Mr. Hsu had a no contact order with the complaining witness, in this case, Ms. Uten. At the time he was brought into custody on 6/23, between 6/23 and 6/27, he called her 15 times. He was arraigned on new felony witness tampering charges on 6/27, and he was arraigned no less than, I would say, 30 minutes after he was arraigned, told that he could not contact the victim. He again called her, referred to her as mom, but called her number, and at this point, their voices are recognizable to me, the officer involved, and the victim advocate. In calls with Ms. Uten, he's also made concerning remarks about suing everyone involved, threats to the victim advocate about finding her information and sending the U.S. Marshals to her house, threats that were honestly scary and inappropriate, also threats to sue Your Honor. Mr. Hsu has never showed up to court on his own volition, has only been there in custody. I think he has an exceedingly difficult time following the court's orders.
Anna doesn't like this guy already. Judge Anna has had enough, but the threats to SWAT and docs are not helping.
Or taking them seriously. And given the new charges, I don't think contact is appropriate, even if Ms. Uten tells Your Honor today that she would like it. Defendant quite simply has no respect for this court or its orders. So I am asking that Your Honor revoke Mr. Hsu's phone privileges other than phone calls to his attorney. Every call that he makes is either to Ms. Uten or to someone else in order to get a new number for her or in order to contact her through someone else.
Yes.
So I think a revocation of his phone privileges would be appropriate, and I also would ask that he remain in custody at this time. He has a PCC on the 7th. There's also a no contact order in place via those felony charges as well.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I can respond to that briefly, I have had a chance to listen to the phone calls that were provided to me, and yes, Mr. Hsu has had contact with the complaining witness. However, I don't believe, I guess personally, that those phone calls, they were not overtly threatening in any way. Yes, he did threaten to, I guess if you want to call it threaten to sue members of the county, including the victim's advocate. He did ask for her address, but specifically in that phone call, he asked for her address so that he could serve her with a lawsuit. And so I don't...
Okay, I just want to defend this attorney right now.
Yeah.
What he's saying sounds crazy. But he's trying to defend. He's trying to put the best face on the horrible conduct of his client. Robert Ellman, in my estimation, is a bright guy, but he has got nothing. I mean, he really deserves a medal for today. He really does.
I don't know, at least in my opinion, Your Honor, I don't believe these to be as physically threatening or as troublesome as Ms. Willenbring.
Yeah, it was a violation. Yeah, it's inappropriate, but it wasn't physically threatening. That's what he's got, and that's the argument he's making.
But he's got.
I would also state that
He's got.
under my understanding of these phone calls, the complaining witness states many times that she loves him, they are engaged. I believe that she wants that contact, and think she's here today to tell you that as well. And it should be noted that, he's been in custody on this since, I believe, June 18th, and has, according to him, served a total of 31 days already in custody on this case.
I am, Mr. Shu, is there an officer with you?
Yes, he's right here.
Okay. I'm happy to allow her back into the meeting. However, given your behavior when she was on...
I won't.
No, I'm going to ask the officer to turn off your video at this time because I don't want you mouthing words to her or kissy faces or anything other that's clearly also in violation of your bond, since I made it very clear that you're not to have any contact with her. So I'm going to ask the officer to turn off your video, and I will allow her in at that point.
So I'm not allowed to see what is said?
You'll be able to...
I got absolutely scorched for saying a similar thing. And I apologize, and I take it back.
What?
See, she won't see you, so she won't see you making any faces or gestures at you.
That's fine, man. That's all I wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Guess what? We don't
Ma'am,
care.
can you state your name? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Yes, my name is Donna Uten.
Good morning, ma'am. It's my understanding that you wanted to say something in regards to Mr. Shu's bond.
Yes, I did. I don't understand how this all got blown crazy out of proportion. It was a verbal argument, and I honestly started the argument. This is all...
Look at Judge Anna's expression.
Kind of like, what the...
Let me explain to you why I don't care.
Yeah. Let me tell you how many ways.
Anything that I would ever want in my life. Like, I love Jeremy to pieces, and I plan on having a home with him and a relationship and building our family. My kids miss him dearly, and this has all, been a hardship on our family, and it's not worth anything that's happening right now for us to be away from him. We feel like our hearts are torn apart, and our home is torn apart.
All right, torn, but conjugation is the least of your problems here. This is what you get. I was a prosecutor for a long time, and people get so upset with me. This is what you get. Not sometimes, like 98% of the time. And this is the frustration. This is the frustration of the system. I understand it. It's human nature. I'm not trying to be mean to people, but this is what you get.
All over an argument. We're both trying to figure out our mental health. If we could be subjected, having to do therapy or something like that would work. But this isn't right. And I've had my wishes taken away by the advocates because they kept telling me that I didn't have to show up and that it was okay and all of this, that they would take care of it. And nothing's been taken care of. They all went against what I wanted.
Thank you for that, Ms. Eaton. Is there anything further, Mr. Ellman?
Your Honor, just briefly, I believe, and correct me in this, Will, if I'm wrong, but Mr. Shu does have a bond in the felony matter that if he was able to make bond, he would be released on tether, and I would just put that in front of Your Honor as an option if you, for some reason, still didn't want him to have contact with the complaining witness. However,
this guy is, I'm just gaining respect for Robert Ellman. He's got the worst case ever. He's like, in the unlikely event that you don't want him to have contact with her, which he knows is 100%
the bare bones minimum.
He will have a tether so you can order him away. He's trying to bust his client out, which is a good thing. He's looking out for his client's interests, but he sees all the problems.
Or I would ask that you adjust his bond to no non-consensual contact this time.
Not gonna happen.
No non-essential. Oh, that is wishful thinking, and he knows it.
As I said, not gonna happen.
We'll see.
Anything further from the people?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. First, thank you, Ms. Eaton, for coming here and speaking to me about the situation. I can't speak, I don't want to speak on behalf of the victims' advocates, but I will say that they have been in court, and I think that ultimately what happens in these cases is I'm the one who makes the final decision. So it's, I know from working with these advocates in the past that they do their best to represent you as best as they can, and I hope that you will continue to work with them, because I do think they have your best interest, and really I take what they say to seriously and certainly take into account whenever I'm making a decision, but ultimately that decision is mine, and so I hope you don't hold them at fault for any decisions that I have. They are really a helpful resource and might help be able to guide you to other resources that you're looking for. As far as...
I really like that. I really like the judge saying, you know, what's about to happen here, you're not going to like.
Definitely not going to like.
I'm making the decision.
And I'm choosing it. You have no choice in the matter.
It's very admirable. So like, don't get upset with these advocates. I've seen enough, and I'm the one who's going to decide what happens here. You're not going to like it, but it's not the advocate's fault.
As Mr. Shu's bond, there's a few things that are concerning in this case. Certainly the fact that I have very clearly stated what the bond conditions were and what the expectations were. Mr. Shu, whether he agreed with the bond conditions doesn't really matter. And frankly, these decisions that I make, I don't ever make them lightly. I appreciate that people have varying circumstances that and relationships can be complicated. Ultimately, my concern is certainly safety for you, Miss Eaton, in this case, and public safety. And when these conditions are set out, that's what they're intended to do. Since the beginning of this case, Mr. Shu has repeatedly not respected a single order that I have given regarding contact.
Extensively.
Today, Mr. Shu pled guilty to the bond violation of having contact with the victim in this case directly against my order. Additionally, the context of those phone calls and that contact resulted in additional felony charges. He was again ordered to not contact, and he just doesn't seem to care or respect what the court has asked him to stop doing. I appreciate that, Miss Eaton, you would like to have contact with him. It is not just my order now. Now he has an order in the felony matter that there's also to be no contact.
Yeah, yes, the raising hands is funny because it's ineffective. The judge is speaking.
The judge is not going to.
It beats the heck out of a lot of these people who just interrupt and interject. It is more polite. It is a more polite approach than that. It truly is. What you really have to do is just wait your turn.
I am going to continue that no contact order. At this time, I had previously revoked his bond. I will give him a bond. I will set that bond at $10,000 cash. If he is able to post that bond, he will be on a GPS tether and will not be permitted to return back to that big Pine Drive location. I'm sorry, Miss Willingbring, is it the Dexter Pinckney Road? Is that the correct location?
See, right there, when he said, hey, you know what, he's going to have a tether off a felony charge, that was code for the judge of, that there's a way to track him if you let him out. And it did help his client. So while this guy looks silly, arguing the horrible facts his client provided him, he's being very effective.
And the only thing he's got available to him, correct, Mikey?
Yes, Your Honor. It's the Dexter.
Then he will not be permitted to return.
I will be appealing this order. I believe the judge is biased.
Oh, shut up.
To the Dexter Pinckney Road address.
I would like for the judge I would like for a different.
I am appealing this order. I will be filing.
Oh, Lord.
This,
Now we've got the tag team. The victim wants a different judge, and Knucklehead says he's going to be appealing the order. Look at the horror on his attorney's face.
And his attorney's like, would you shut the fuck up?
That if you are able to be released on that GPS tether, you will not be permitted to return to 5721 Dexter Pinckney Road in Dexter, Michigan. Do you understand that, Mr. Shu?
I am appealing the judge's order. I believe the judge is biased. You should have disqualified yourself from the very beginning.
I appreciate your.
I appreciate. Oh, they went the F-bomb.
We've gone full fez.
They went the F-bomb.
Any reason I shouldn't hold him in contempt and just keep him in jail?
Keep him in jail forever.
Your Honor, given his relationship with the complaining witness, this is a very emotional time for him, and
Shut up.
I hope that outburst was
It wasn't.
accidental given his emotional state.
It wasn't.
Okay, that was a horrible argument. It was the best argument that he could make. All he did was slow things down and let everybody take a breath. His client, drops the F-bomb on the judge in anger, and what are you supposed to do? Defend it? You can't defend it.
Your Honor,
So
you are the
I
F-bomb.
think it's emotional, which it clearly is. But again, this guy deserves an award.
15 seconds. I don't see them pulling the
This matter is set for final settlement conference on August 9th. (2022) at 1 p.m.
I love that. I love that. Just very
Just push
calm.
ahead.
Here's
what the fuck we're
here's
doing.
The next hearing date.
Shut up. Yeah.
You're in contempt.
A GPS order? I don't think I have one over here. There will be an immediate pickup if there's a violation of the GPS or any of the conditions as I've laid them out previously. Mr. Shu, there's to be absolutely no contact with the victim in this case. That is not directly or indirectly. That means no more phone calls to her.
You are violating my constitutional right to be married. You are violating her constitutional right. I will be.
No more, no text.
You're violating my constitutional right to be married. I mean, one could argue that implicitly from the Constitution, I suppose, but it's not in there. Okay, I mean, it's not a well-recognized thing.
I've got a copy of the Constitution over here. I'm looking. I don't see one that says
messages.
you have
Don't
the
try
right
to
to marry.
contact a third party to get them to contact her on your behalf. I'm also going to order that your phone privileges are revoked at the jail, except for contact with your attorney.
Thank you, Jess. You know this video isn't going to like itself.
No, it ain't. So please
Anything further from either counsel?
click the like below.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
No, Your Honor, thank you very much.
And this court is adjourned.
Thank you, Mikey. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Goddamn you, shoo. With that, that'll bring an end to our broadcast day, at least for this afternoon. Come on back tonight, of course, for more. Till then, please like, share, and subscribe to kind of one another release the Krakens. When we move closer to the 50,000 number, we're not that far away. Here from day one. Again, we'll be back with some soft sits tonight. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and thank you for being with us here on From Day One. Good night, everybody. Well, good afternoon, everybody.